Imagine a world where today's political parties switched places. What if the Democrats were the ones advocating for small government, while the Republicans were the champions of social programs and welfare? It might sound unbelievable, but this scenario isn't as far-fetched as it seems. In fact, something very similar happened in the United States during a period known as the Party Switch. This dramatic transformation didn't occur overnight. It was a gradual, complex evolution of ideologies and alliances that took place over several decades, fundamentally reshaping the American political landscape. The shift involved numerous key events and influential figures who played pivotal roles in steering their parties in new directions. From the New Deal era to the Civil Rights Movement, each period contributed to the evolving identities of the parties. Understanding this transformation is crucial for grasping the dynamics of today's political arena. It helps explain why the parties stand where they do on various issues and how their core values have changed over time. This essay delves into the fascinating history of the party switch, exploring the key events and figures that drove this dramatic shift. We'll look at how leaders like Franklin D. Roosevelt, Richard Nixon, and Ronald Reagan influenced these changes. Join us as we uncover how the party's core values transformed over time, leaving a lasting imprint on American politics. This journey through history will provide a deeper understanding of the political landscape we navigate today. To understand the party switch, we need to rewind to the 19th century, a time of intense political and social upheaval in America. Back then, the Democratic Party, founded by Andrew Jackson in 1828, championed states' rights and limited federal government. They were seen as the party of the common man, advocating for the interests of rural farmers and working-class citizens. They appealed to farmers, laborers, and slaveholders, particularly in the South. The party's support base was deeply rooted in agrarian communities and those who benefited from the institution of slavery. The Republican Party, formed in 1854, opposed the expansion of slavery and advocated for a stronger national government. They emerged as a response to the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which threatened to extend slavery into new territories. Their base consisted largely of abolitionists, industrialists, and African Americans, mainly in the North. The party quickly gained traction among those who sought to modernize the economy and society. The Civil War, from 1861 to 1865, solidified these divisions. The conflict was not just a battle over territory, but a profound struggle over the future direction of the nation. Republicans, led by President Abraham Lincoln, fought to preserve the Union and abolish slavery. Lincoln's leadership during this tumultuous time was pivotal in shaping the party's identity. Democrats, largely in the South, defended states' rights and the institution of slavery. Their resistance to federal intervention was a cornerstone of their political philosophy. This early period established the initial platforms of the two parties, setting the stage for the dramatic transformations to come. The ideological foundations laid during these years would evolve significantly, leading to the complex political landscape we see today. The seeds of the party switch were sown in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. During this period, the political landscape was undergoing significant transformations, setting the stage for a dramatic shift in party ideologies. Industrialization and urbanization brought new social problems, prompting some within both parties to question their traditional stances. The rapid growth of cities and the influx of immigrants created a melting pot of cultures and ideas, leading to a re-evaluation of policies and priorities. The Progressive Era, from the 1890s to the 1920s, saw a rise in activism against corruption, monopolies, and social injustice. Reformers sought to address the inequalities brought about by industrial capitalism, advocating for changes that would benefit the working class and curb the excesses of the wealthy elite. Progressive Republicans, like Theodore Roosevelt, pushed for government regulation of business and social welfare programs. Roosevelt's Square Deal policies aimed to protect consumers, regulate corporations, and conserve natural resources, reflecting a shift towards a more interventionist government. Democrats, grappling with their pro-segregation past, began to embrace some progressive ideals. Leaders within the party started to recognize the need for reform and began to distance themselves from the more conservative elements that had dominated their platform. The Great Depression, spanning the 1920s and 1930s, further accelerated this shift. The economic collapse exposed the inadequacies of the existing system and created a demand for more robust government intervention to provide relief and recovery. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal, a series of programs designed to combat the economic crisis, expanded the role of the federal government in unprecedented ways. These initiatives included public works projects, financial reforms, and social safety nets, fundamentally altering the relationship between the government and its citizens. While some Democrats remained wary of this expansion, many embraced it, laying the groundwork for the party's future association with social welfare programs. This period marked a significant realignment, as the Democratic Party increasingly became the champion of the working class and the advocate for a more active government role in ensuring economic stability and social justice.